Hi, I'm Jessie Emmett, your host of Valley News Now, and I have two lovely ladies with me today. Carla Isley from United Way, she's the president and CEO, and Julie Whitney, United Way Board of Trustees volunteer and SVP Fargo-Moorhead Market President for Bremer Bank. Thank you both so much for taking the time to be with me today. It's awesome. We've got a really cool partnership to talk about between Bremer Bank and United Way and some great things that are happening. So we're talking about families transitioning out of homelessness into stable housing. I read an amazing story on your website about a lady named Charla and her 3 children. And, so this is a great moment. You're getting into some more stable housing, but then all the essentials that you need and what a burden that can be on people. So either of you, take it away.
No, absolutely. You're absolutely right, Jessie. When we think about transitioning into stable housing after maybe Charla, who you mentioned, had been living in a local shelter for 3 or 4 months with her children, and the thought of going to a home, making a home for your family, thinking about all the essentials that you and I may take for granted, like cleaning supplies, towels, linens, beds for her children. And then maybe if she doesn't have to worry about this, she can help her kids study for their spelling test and be successful at school and life. And we're just so excited to partner with Bremer in this amazing partnership for these Home for Good baskets.
They're pretty amazing. Yes. So yes, thank you so much again for talking about this partnership.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what does it mean to you and to your company to do this?
Thank you. So at Bremer, our purpose is cultivating thriving communities, and a lot of what that means is partnering with agencies like the United Way to find creative and collaborative ways to help our community.
It really is amazing. And before we were visiting a little bit, and I said, it's so great to see companies give back, and you're like, a lot of them do, but I think that's because you work at one that does, and some do in our community, and that is great. But it really is an amazing thing that isn't something everybody does. And so I just want to say thank you for what you do in our community.
Thank you. We do. We have a great community. And at Bremer, we're celebrating 80 years this year.
Wow.
And so our purpose goes back to the vision of our founder, Otto Bremer.
Wow.
So we've been living out his purpose for 80 years.
That's pretty amazing, for a company to be able to stay true to their mission, to their goals for that long of a period of time, and to see it played out in, real tangible things that you can do. So maybe, before we open this box, I'm going to play this commercial. Okay. This is a really neat way you can see kind of what we're talking about even more. So we'll bring it over here. Okay, that's incredible. I mean, that says it all in that beautiful short commercial. But we have one of these welcome home kits right here. And so you guys are packing these today and tomorrow. Okay, tell us about that.
Yeah, so sure, thank you. So 100 families and individuals across the Fargo community will receive a kit, a welcome home kit through the Bremer's Home for Good initiative.
Pretty crazy.
It is, yeah.
And are these employees who's packing the boxes?
So Bremer employees, along with United Way staff, are collaborating on packing these boxes.
And so just that you're allowing your staff to take time out of their workday to do something like this is really incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that is not a given everywhere, that they not only encourage volunteer time but make it possible for you to do that, because we've all got families and busy lives, and so to give them that opportunity is pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, it's important to who we are.
Yes. Okay, so when they open it up, they've got a little note that says welcome home. We hope these items will be useful for you as you settle in. And then, I'll show you the on the website too. It's on unitedwaycastclay.org.
Correct.
Correct.
And there's several stories there, but one about a lady named Charlotte that she was so willing to share, which I'm just always so thankful for people to share their
Absolutely.
personal stories about what it meant to her to have these items when she came to her new home. And so some beautiful towels. And so your part, I mean, just those kinds of things. So we talked earlier too about, I kind of mentioning I had a fire and everything is gone, you know, or you move into a new place and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I needed whatever, you know, a sheet for the bed, you know, all these things. So you're packing some of these smaller bags today and tomorrow. So tell me about these.
Want to go ahead? Or No, go ahead.
So the kit contains some kitchen supplies, some cleaning supplies, some personal hygiene supplies, a blanket. It's, you know, it's what individuals need. We all, I think, recognize that stable, comfortable home is pretty important to a thriving community.
Yes,
And
yes.
so yeah, it's such a privilege to be able to put these together for people.
This is really great too, and so something on here that I was trying to get you to see, but I don't think you'll be able to see is talking about using this cleaner and the things inside and how to do it for a drain cleaner. If you want to use it for oven cleaner, you know, the recipe there. I mean, this just isn't really even taught in schools anymore. You know what I mean? These are like, this is like adulting 101. We all need this, whether, you know, whatever your situation is, but that is so thoughtful and cool that you've got that ready for them. Yeah, and just, you know, what am I trying to say? Scrubbers. What do you call those little things? And all of this is so great. And rags, that's another thing you don't think of, is just having like a rag. But toothbrushes, toothpaste, I mean, look at all these supplies. I can't imagine as a mom, you know, moving in, you're trying to make this home for your kids, and you're so excited you get to do this, and then thinking, oh yeah, now I have all this other stuff to do. And then this box is waiting for you. Pretty incredible. Yeah. There's a ton of stuff in here. There's dishes and some of those cooking utensils too. We thought, you know, anyone who's moved into a new place, you go to make eggs or something and you're like, do I have a spatula? I don't know, you know, or a can opener,
Right.
you know, and so they've got those essentials in there, as well as, I loved this too, to just look in and see a nice, fresh, beautiful blanket to sleep with. Yeah, very, very cool. We'll have to repack it because I messed it all up. But just an incredible day. And so how can people get involved, you know?
Yeah, when we think about the amazing partnership that we have with Bremer, our community is such a giving community, and Bremer is just a shining example when we think about our Home for Kids, because we know on any given night in our community, 1,000 individuals are experiencing homelessness, and 20%, so 200 of them are children. So we think about Charla and her family moving in after being in a shelter. I'm getting goosebumps talking about this, and having this, just these small things that we all take for granted there to make a home for her family, because it's now her home, to allow them to be successful members. Our community thrives when each of our neighbors thrive. And so when we think about giving back, there's many different ways to get involved with United Way of Cass Clay. If you go to our website, unitedwaycassclay.org, we also, you can give it anything financially, but we also do a Blankets for Good. So when we think about just blankets, tie blankets, other opportunities, when you go to our website and get involved, there's so many ways, whether you're a small business to a medium or an amazing partner like Bremer.
Yes, and to individuals too, and just all the interviews that I've gotten a chance to do with you and find out all the different things that United Way does. It really is even better if you're able to give to United Way because of the buying power that you have for back to school backpacks, you know, for these kinds of things. Even more than you could do if you went and packed one of these boxes on your own. Your dollar goes farther, and you're able to connect with community too, which is really neat. So we're so blessed to have United Way of Cass Clay here, and then partners like Bremer Bank. So I always like to say this is not sponsored, because I really want you to know that it's not sponsored. That I like to have these people on because of what they're doing in the community, not because of being a paid sponsor. But really, I would encourage you to seek out Bremer Bank, seek out businesses like that that are giving back to our community, and do business with them. You know, maybe that's somewhere you want to work. Just give you a shameless plug for employees. But for real, you know, that's where you want to be putting your time and energy as well. So what else am I forgetting? I always put that on the poor interviewees.
No, absolutely. No, thank you so much for having us here. And I would say from a United Way Cass Clay perspective, our next big event is November 14th. It's our United Way Luncheon, hosted by our Women's United team. And there's still tickets available, so I would welcome. It's at the Delta, and we'd love to see you. We talk about our impact and the ability in the community.
Nice. So November 14th. I'm going to bring that up here real quick. while we're talking. November 14th. Can you give us the when and where one more time while I see if my computer will work?
Yes, it is our United Way Women's Luncheon.
Okay.
And it is, we've been doing this for many years, and it is at the Delta. It's on November 14th. It's our silent auction. So we have over
This is fantastic.
over
Yeah.
100 purses or bags in our silent auction and 4 raffle items. So there's some shopping involved. There's a nice lunch
got
and
me.
hearing about the impact that we have in our community. So it's a fantastic event, and there are still some tickets available.
Oh, awesome. And can we get those on your website, I'm guessing?
You can, yes. If you go to our website,
Okay, I'm going to go bring everybody there. All
Bring
right, we've
everyone
got
there.
UnitedWayCassclay.org. And where should I go?
if you go to Get Involved.
Get involved.
I'm gonna Go
Okay.
there. I should know this here.
Yep. And no, this is good because this is how we all, find it. So we can
and
find
it
it
be
together.
right on our main if you go back home right
Oh,
there.
of
Register
course.
now. I'm like, can we go to the
Easier
main,
than
like a main
yes.
page?
Yep. I need a reset. So the
Absolutely.
luncheon and silent auction, November 14th.
Yes, you can register right there.
Register right there. Super easy. I made it too hard. You don't need to go to Get Involved. Just go to the homepage.
That's right.
Go right
That's
to the
right.
homepage. And I love that it's during the day too, because
Yes.
it's sometimes easier to take a little lunch than it is to rearrange your kids' schedules or whatever is going on in the evening. So that's a great time to do that too. And shopping's involved, so that's always fun. You gotta love the Fargo-Moorhead community, right? There's so many ways that we can get involved and have a lot of fun at the same time.
Go home with a new purse.
Go home with a new purse. Oh darn, had to do it.
That's right. Those were good times.
Well, thank you guys so much again. I just want to say again who I have here. We've got Carla Isley from United Way. She's the president and CEO, and Julie Whitney, United Way Board of Trustees, volunteer, and SVP Fargo-Moorhead Market President for Bremer Bank. Thank you guys so much.
you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Anytime. Maybe we'll have to do a little video from your luncheon.
Oh, that would be
That would be
fantastic.
really fun.
Love that.
I'd like to figure out ways I cannot be at work when I'm at work, so I can live vicariously through you. So, thank you so much, everyone, and thank you for joining us. And again, United Way of Cass Clay, and I am Jessie Ammett, your host of Valley News Now.